Welcome on back to the channel. Guys, we're going to be talking about T-Mobile today. You may remember this from last year when I covered it. It was a video I made about T-Mobile's initiative known as Your Name, Our Wireless. And I think what T-Mobile is trying to do here in this particular program, it's some kind of like a program that's designed to help small companies kind of usher in a new format for MVNO services. And what T-Mobile's part in this is just basically being the network, right? They're going to provide the network as a service, and then these other companies provide the branding, provide, the marketing, customer acquisition systems. It's like, I guess, a modified version of an MVNO, right? Whatever they're calling, I think T-Mobile calls it the MVNE, Mobile Virtual Network Enabler. There's this company called Rockstar, and they were like the first company to start this with T-Mobile. So we'll call them their inaugural partner. But according to a letter that's being filed, and I'm not sure if this is going to an agency or to whom it is, but T-Mobile is, I guess, not holding up their end of the bargain. There's some legal allegations. There's some obligational core things that T-Mobile is supposed to provide in all of this, and they haven't done so, and it's costed Rockstar, the company, a lot of money. So they're coming back looking for reimbursements of somewhere in the neighborhood of $165,000 in spending on the whole partnership. And in total, between all the marketing, it exceeds $3.8 million. And somehow, some way, the MVNE partner, Rockstar, believes that they are supposed to be getting certain things. They're supposed to be, getting certain types of services and features and all these other things, whatever is in their agreement, and they just haven't, got it. But I do want to say this, and there's more details to this, and you guys can check out more of it. I'll leave a link for it so you guys can kind of see what it's all about. But this whole concept of Your Name, Our Wireless is really at the bottom line. It's about an MVNO. Rockstar had troubles with physical SIM activations, eSIM activations, tools and systems access, all types of things that they need in order to actually run a business. How are you supposed to run a business, an MVNO, if you don't have the basics for supporting your customer base? And this doesn't surprise me. I liken the new T-Mobile since 2020 to like a badass kid who doesn't know how to play with others. I just want you guys to think about this. The first thing T-Mobile did post-merger was cut off all their MVNO agreements. And then for the ones they couldn't cut off, I guess they kind of made things unbearable. You look at some of the MVNO deals they had, they ended up leaving and going to AT&T. And some of them leaving and going to Verizon. I will say this. Verizon seems to be doing, I guess, the best when it comes to MVNO and wholesaling with partners. And that, you look at Big Cable and some of the others, the actual MVNOs, right, proprietary brands, Mobile X and amongst others. That seems to be hitting. AT&T obviously supporting Dish. That seems to be working. But these other two, AT&T and Verizon, are catching the brands from T-Mobile that T-Mobile's just dropping. I don't know what it is about the new T-Mobile. I don't know. I have no idea what they're thinking when it comes to the partnerships, to the wholesale partners, to the MVNOs. I don't know if I truly understand or grasp the partnerships and their approach and their philosophy. But it doesn't seem to me like T-Mobile plays nice. They're like that badass kid. They don't know how to share. They don't know how to play by rules. They just want to take their ball and go home. They're slapping kids, punching kids. They don't play nice as someone who has children. They're just they're not socially there yet. And I think kind of it's a reflection of the leadership at T-Mobile. Look, they probably want to do this thing alone. They'll do stuff to look a certain way, right? They want to be viewed favorably in the public eye. They still want to be viewed as the Un-carrier. So they love the headlines and they love dropping these things. I will tell you guys this. T-Mobile better be damn careful, because if they keep playing this game, regulators are watching them and they're going to say, you know what? You guys don't play nice. You're not doing all the right things. We don't have to approve any of this for you. And I think a good regulator is going to look at that and say, no, we're not going to okay this deal. You're moving horribly, awfully bad for the industry. We're not going to approve this merger or this acquisition of assets or whatever. They better be very careful. If you watch AT&T, they seem to be playing nicely with regulators, right? They're cozying up really nice. They look like they're helping Dish, right, with their roaming agreement. If you look at Verizon, they look like they're enabling competition by supporting big cable and prepaid MVNOs and serving the prepaid industry with track phone brands and visible. Like, they can point and say, look what we're doing. We're playing nice. Take it easy on us. T-Mobile ain't playing nothing nice. Now, I don't understand. Why pretend like you want to support an industry that you don't really want to support? That's the thing I don't understand. This program's a year old, and it looks like it's DOA. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. Drop me some comments. What do you think about T-Mobile, this news specifically, but also the way that they're moving within the industry relative to this segment? Drop me some comments. Like, share, subscribe, check out some more videos. We'll see you guys on the next one.